All right, you see this here? Trump blamed for dinosaur extinction. Well, technically, this is not a false statement. Hang on, I have to go tell the parrot to be quiet. Be quiet. How could Donald Trump be responsible for dinosaur extinction? See, this is why this just proves that this guy here is in on the scam too. Remember the BP oil debacle? And they went in and they drilled the hole and they used, what did they use? Remember they drilled a hole and all the oil supposedly was coming out in the Gulf and, you know, it was going into Louisiana and all these places. They used, now listen to the word, core, C-O-R, exit, like Corexit, but it's a play on words. It was core exit. In other words, exiting the core, cleaning out the center. Underneath the ground, from a long, long, long time ago, there's methane gas that's frozen in ice. By boring down and allowing that salt water, because salt water melts ice, to get into those veins, and they run all underneath the United States and all over underneath the planet. You melt that ice. When that ice melts, that gas has to go somewhere. And when that gas has got to go somewhere, it's going to causes a tremendous amount of pressure. And because it's methane, it's highly explosive. This is all done by design, man. Now, you notice they say Trump blamed for dinosaur extinction. Not Donald Trump, but Trump. It's because, and this is what's tied in with the whole Saturnian thing and everything I've been showing you. A Trump is the equivalent to the English word for a fart. And a fart is methane gas. And what this is a tremendously big explosion. And what it's going to do, it's going to it's going to be so massive, this explosion, because the cycle's coming to an end. It's kind of like clearing house. But it's tied into the whole Baal Bell. You know, that's why the church has, you know, people hanging off with their ass sticking out, because it represents the end of the cycle, this big fucking explosion. There was no oil leak. That was the cover story. They bored down into the ground. They released what was called core exit. They melted the ice with the methane gas in it. The methane gas is now trying to escape. And when the time is right, it'll go kabooey. And this place will go kabooey. And so when you think about the dinosaurs dying off over periods of years, everything just stopped. That was it. Boom. That was just it. It was just done. And then everything started over again. So, just remember, a lot of this shit in the news is distraction to keep your mind busy. But this just goes to prove that they know the truth. And they're telling you, it's just that people don't know that aspect of the pieces. There was no oil spill. They bored down into the ground. They let the salt water, which salt melts ice, melt the veins of methane underneath, you know, that have been down there for thousands and thousands of years. The gas has escaped, and now it's got nowhere to go. And when it does come out, it's going to go, it's a big explosion. This is messed up. It's messed up, but I mean, this is the reality of it. You know, hook or crook, these guys are going to do their best to make sure that the cycle goes as planned. So, I'd like to believe that this Alex Jones character was really on the side of good, but this cycle thing and the stories within it, and, you know, they just go round and round, I think. So Trump is responsible for the dinosaur extinction, because it's a methane gas explosion. Like when you hear about these houses blown up and killing everybody inside. Well, you know, that methane gas has no smell to it. That's why they add that rotten egg smell to it, so that you can smell it and you can call the company. This methane that's leaking, I think, does have a tinge to it, but it's, just go look. They just had it not long ago in California. I think it's still going, where this methane gas, which is exactly the same colors, yellow and pink, is making people sick, and they got to move out of there. And when that fucker goes off, believe me, it's going to rock this place. There's going to be a fucking explosion like you can't even imagine. So, I would say if they're putting this on here now, Trump banned for dinosaur extinction, we got to be getting close. This is all done by design. There was never an oil spill. They bored down. They used the oil spill as a cover to keep people out of the area, and they let it run for what, 40 days? You know, there's your biblical number. You know how many thousands and hundreds of thousands of tons of water, seawater poured into those veins? It's just their way of eradicating and starting all over again without, you know, really having anybody put the finger on them, so to speak. This is really some fucked up stuff. But yes, Trump would be banned because Trump is a fart, and a fart is methane, and that's what's trapped in the ice that they've melted, and it's been melting for years and years and years since they've been letting that seawater go in there. And now it's just going to take the right fuel-air mixture to create the explosion, and this place will just go boom. And I mean boom, like up in like a massive fireball. Don't look good. And let me show you something. Let me see if I can do this here. This is the new Black Sabbath album or CD, whatever you want to call it. You see how the world's on fire? See the black and the purple? Those are the colors of methane. The beginning of the end. The final tour. You see it right there? So, these guys know. You see, they show only half the planet on fire. But if you look at the other half of it, it's frozen. There's a big thing going on here. So, however all of this stuff works, it's not good for anybody. So that's, you know, that's all I can tell you. Doesn't look good for the home team.